I'm Britta with the Bestop marketing team, and this is Jeff. Today we're going to show you how to install a Bestop Replace-A-Top on a Jeep Wrangler 1997 to 2006.
The neat thing about Replace-A-Top is that it comes with all of the fabric that you need, including the windows on the sides and the back, but it doesn't come with the hardware. You use the factory hardware that came with your Jeep. It saves you a little bit of money and gives you a brand new look.
One thing you want to make sure of before you purchase your Bestop Replace-A-Top is that the hardware is in good condition.
You need to double check to make sure you actually have the factory hardware. The easiest way to do that and quickest is to look for these plastic door surrounds, those little wings that go around your door right here. If you've got those, it's most likely a factory top.
Another thing you could do to verify your hardware is go to bestop.com to our frequently asked questions page. You can also call our customer service at 1-800-845-3567.
But if you've got the factory hardware, and you just need to replace this top because it's old and torn like this one is, Replace-A-Top is a great option. You can get tinted windows, you can get different colors, and on some of them you get the replacement fabric for your upper doors.
And we make Bestop Replace-A-Tops that go all the way back to 1976 CJs, and we even make a few tops for Suzuki Samurais. We have a couple different options for fabric. You can get the standard heavy-duty fabric we've been using for years. It's a great durable fabric on our Bestop Replace-A-Top. We also have another option called the Bestop Sailcloth Replace-A-Top. Sailcloth is an even heavier duty fabric. That's extra durable, extra thick, extra tough fabric. It's going to keep your Jeep nice and cool in the summertime and warm in the winter. It's also going to keep more of the noise out and give you a quieter ride.
So the big option is really all about the fabric. So there's a lot of options when it comes to a Replace-A-Top. So again, we really do recommend that you go to the website or the catalogs and double check to make sure you get the right top for your vehicle. But once you've done that and you've got it purchased, we're going to show you how to get this installed. It's really pretty easy. And to do that, we've got Jose from our engineering department.
Hi, I'm Jose. This install is not too hard to do. We'll need the following tools. We'll need a utility knife, a Phillips head screwdriver, a shoehorn, and safety glasses wouldn't be a bad idea either. I myself like to use a cordless screwdriver because it makes my installation a whole lot faster. This install, it's not too bad for one person to do, but if you got two people, it's a whole lot easier.
Jose is going to provide all the brains and exactly how to do this, and I'm going to be the assistant. You ready to get started?
Yep.
So we're going to start by step one, remove the quarter windows and the rear window.
Take off the quarter windows, unzip them, put them up to the side. Then our next step is going to be to take the rear window out, unzip that, pull out the tailgate with that, pull the tailgate off the rear glass, and save that rear tailgate.
Make sure you save the tailgate bar.
Then we're going to come over here to the sides and take the plastic pieces off the door surround.
Okay, step two, release the windshield latches.
Okay, we're going to release the front latches. We're going to come to the back and take the rear panel off and fold it over to the top.
We are now on step 4 of the installation guide. Unsnap the fabric from the rear bow and allow the bow to drop onto the tailgate. Unfasten the flap around the center bow and pull the top all the way to the back. Put the fabric into the back of the Jeep. The header channel will be on top of the tailgate and upside down. Remove the screws that fasten the fabric to the corners of the header channel. Make sure to save these screws.
Go back and flip that whole top over.
Take all of these screws out of the header.
Correct.
That's pretty simple and straightforward. We got to make sure we save the screws, and don't worry if it's how many screws are in there. Some Jeeps have 8, some have up to 14, but that was just a change that Jeep made. It all works exactly the same. The install is the same. Just remove all the screws that are in here.
Correct. Okay, once we take the screws off, let's go ahead and pull that whole top.
Jose just ran outside to grab the soft top. The ideal temperature to install a soft top is 72 degrees. If you have sunshine, it's great to lay it out in the sun, let it warm up so you're going to get maximum stretch of your top.
We just threw the top into the back end of the Jeep, okay? The plastic piece on the inside is going to be facing you. It's going to look really backwards to you, but just do it like that right there, and you'll understand once we get to that point when we're folding back the way it's supposed to be that you got it on right.
How do you tell if you've got the center?
Okay, the center, you've got a notch on the fabric right over here, and you also have 2 screw holes right over here. And they're the screw holes that are the closest together, so that's telling you that's the center right there. Okay, so what we're going to do is
So I'm lining this notch up
to the center,
to the center point on the header bar, which is pretty obvious.
Yes, and first thing to do is put it into this round hole right over here and screw it into place.
Always start with the one in the middle.
Right, always start in the middle.
Work the fabric pockets over the corners of the header, then put the corner screws back in.
And install that right into that screw hole right there, just like so. What we're going to do now is going to flip this material back this ways over the Jeep. And we're going to grab this material and bring it around the header like so. Hold your material back this way, you'll see the seam right over here in the front of this header right over here. And that's going to tell you that you're doing it right.
So this stitch, this seam right here, needs to line up along the front of the header.
Yes. And give it a foot forward like so. Okay.
Snap the top to the rear bow.
Right.
This one's got snaps.
Yes, it does.
Okay?
Yes, it does.
It's easier if you start in the center and then work your way out.
Then I go to the corners and I bring the corners down. Secure the rear quarter, the horseshoe, onto the corners.
Put the header in.
Right.
Snap these in.
Yes, and that's what we're doing right now. We're snapping them in. And secure it to the windshield. Now's not a bad time for you to check on the inside and make sure that your center bow is on top of your rails.
Make sure that the center bow brackets are sitting on the side bow in the proper place.
Go ahead and start velcroing the flap that you have in the center of your bows and start velcroing together. Okay, now what I do is I get my corner window, hold it back over here with the Velcro, and then I install the zipper. And I finish zipping it. Velcro into place. Then what I do is I go ahead and secure the front canard, front plastic that's right above the drip rail over here on the door surround.
So there's a little channel at the bottom of this back window that just slides right into the
Yes,
tailgate bar.
yes.
And obviously we're doing this upside down.
Yes. And what I'm doing is I'm just checking the length right over here from this corner to this corner. It's pretty even. So what I'm doing is then I'm going to install it on here. Okay.
Now we're going to just zip it right in.
Right. That little piece right there, it's got a little plastic piece right there on the rear glass, just goes right into that belt rail.
Wow.
There we go.
Okay, so the installation guide said 1.5 hours. You said 1 to 2, and that took you a total of about 20 minutes.
Right, but I've been doing this for quite a long time, so.
But it didn't seem that difficult. I think, honestly, now that I've seen you do this, I could probably figure this out myself.
Very good.
A replace the top option includes the upper fabric for the upper doors,
Correct.
the upper door skins. So, you're going to show us how to do that.
Yes, I am.
Spectacular. Let's find the doors.
Okay. Okay, now what we're going to do is going to cut the door all the way around. So it'll take it out of the frame. Just be careful, don't cut yourself. You can slice it the way, any way you want to slice it.
And so it looks intimidating to cut the fabric off your door, but don't worry, that's what you're supposed to do. Out with the old and in with some new.
Just make sure that when you're going to install the door skin that you got an area where you don't scratch your glass. Open up your zippers all the way down just like that, and it'll make it a whole lot easier for you to install.
The difference between the Bestop door skin is that it has Velcro, whereas the one you just took off is stitched together, and that's why you have to cut it off. So now that you have the upper door skin on, you can put it on your Jeep. Like I said, this one doesn't need it, but if you have lower steel half doors, it's going to go right there.
We wanted to show you just a couple more things that are options, but really make a lot of sense. The first are these bow knuckles. What they do is they replace the attachment points for the bows, which means that you can take your top off and put it back on with no tools. In other words, no Torx wrench.
What we have is a window storage duffel, and it's going to protect them from scratches, from dust, from getting dirty, things like that. You can just roll them up and put them in the back of your Jeep.
Well, thanks to Jose's help with this, we were able to install this very easily. It might take you a little bit longer than that, but it's still not a difficult project to undertake. And we think that this top looks great, and the guy that we borrowed this Jeep from is going to be very happy when he gets it back this afternoon.